I simply kind of like believe that a whole lot of people are actually getting some particular factors in the wrong angle. And then as long as you can use the word directly in the right manner it's meant for, you'll be contradicting yourself and putting yourself into a lot of mess. How come do people speak of no one knows tomorrow? Can't you see how funny that is? You want to sacrifice all you have trying to please somebody because of the caption that no one knows tomorrow. My dear, do you be good for yourself. Forget about no one knows tomorrow. Because you see, when it gets to their own tomorrow, they will not consider what you thought of about them. They will embrace their own tomorrow without minding what your own tomorrow would have been. I don't get it. Do we actually live on parables that are not meaningful? A lot of people tell you the patient dog eat the fattest bone. I keep telling people this 21st century. The patient dog don't even end up seeing the plate. Another person is keeping the plate for the next meal to come. Just like the way the Bible has it, that the kingdom of the Lord suffereth violence, and by violence we take them by force. You don't take things peacefully and you expect them to go well for you. This whole drama is about ladies out there trying to stick their asses around men and some. You guys should just wake up. Wake up, because the ideology you guys are using in regards to this man is making them see you guys to be too desperate. Please, I want to ask African ladies some. Is it that without a man in your life is incomplete? I want to understand that, because the same God I worship and the Bible I read every day did not tell me that if you do not marry, you have committed the highest sin in the world. The Bible did not say if you do not give birth to children, you have committed the highest sin in the world. Why do we contradict words? The Bible says go into the world and multiply. Does multiplication means productive? To be producing children, is that what you call multiplication or production? That is not production. Go into the world and multiply. How many people have you win souls for? You have God there. You have not win souls for God. You have not impacted in people's life. You are not living a legitimate legacy. And you are talking about going to the world to multiply and making yourself a factory where you have to produce children. My dear, this is 2020. All those shit don't count. You need to wake up. You really need to wake up. If you're a damsel out there, you really need to wake up. You are a woman, you have a life of your own, you have a career of your own. What happens to Clinton? What happens to Obama with the 2 daughters? Is Obama killing himself right now because he has got 2 daughters and no male child? Do you mean to tell me that those 2 ladies, female child Obama has, are not better off than the many male child out there? Now the question is this. You know, all the time, a lot of people keep telling me some you really need to have a child so that when you grow older, they are going to look after you, they're going to be there for you, and blah 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 and that. Now the question is this: how many people do you know out there who has children, a lot of kids, and yet they are at their 80th years of age, 60th years of age, 78 years of age, and yet none of their children can come through for them? How many? There are a lot. A lot is out there. So don't for one think like you having children is legacy. That is not what real legacy is. I did mention something about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's legacy is not because he was from the Jackson's family. No. He created a legacy for himself. His songs travels far and wide. He impacted stuffs into people's life, which is why the day he met his death end, a lot of people wept for him. Not his families alone, not his children, not his siblings. The whole world wept for Michael Jackson's demise. Do you know what that is? That's what they call legacy. Nelson Mandela died. A lot of people wept for him. because that is legacy. Legacy is not how many children you have. You can have 10 male children. At the end of the day, you're old. None of them can even put a proper breakfast on the table for you. That is not legacy. I keep telling people this, but all the time they kind of like think like I'm losing it. Do you know what happens with me if I am at my 80th years of age and I'm a billionaire? Do you know what that means? It means somebody is going to wipe my feces until the day I kiss 6 feet. Money is the strongest legacy you will need in this world today, not kids, my dear. You are raising children because you want to leave a clone image of yourself. You have 10 kids does not mean when you are older, life is going to be good for you. I keep seeing older people on the street who still suffer, and yet they have children. Why do people feel like when you have a lot of kids, that is when you have completed your mission and your purpose in this world? Why not have one and give that one a proper education? Why not have one and build that one child to what he or she would be? You want to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because you are a factory or you are a small hen who is laying eggs. And at the end of the day, you bring forth 10 kids who are all hoodlums, constituting nuisance, being lunatics, and then you call that legacy. We should all wake up. The world we used to know before is not the same world we are in right now. A lot of things has been transformed. Yes, as much as a lot of things have been transformed, I will still refer us back to the scripture. Solomon said something that nothing is new under the sun. For everything we go through today is a reformation and a rebrand of anything. At one point, we used to be on the baggy jean and big t-shirt and some. But these days, we are fond of going with the skinny jeans and small t-shirt and some. But do we go back to history and still realize that there used to be a time where you put on skinny jean and small t-shirt, people look at you like, what the hell are you wearing? And then what do we think of the next few years to come? There'll still be an outbreak of something else, which the world will be crazy about. And you women, especially African women, wake up. You don't need a man to be an independent woman. You don't need a man to complete you. You can complete yourself by yourself. You don't have to be a liability to a man for you to become a whole woman. No. Look at what women are doing in the Western world. Women are gaining grounds better off than the men. Most women out there are even doing better than the men. Why do we, in this region of Africa, we believe that a man must be in your life for you to be bold enough to pay that rent and do other things for yourself? And at the end of the day, you see a woman complain about a particular kind of man from a particular country, and at the end of the day, let me put it like this. A Nigerian man is breaking your heart. For the first relationship you got your ass into, it was with a Nigerian man. He broke your damn heart like you tag it to be. Your second relationship, you are going to a Nigerian man again. He is breaking your heart the second time. Then your third relationship, you still want a Nigerian man. Jesus, are you looking for Moses that will liberate you from the hands of the Egyptians? One thing that is applicable to one man is applicable to 1 million men. If you have tried the first Nigerian, it did not work. You tried the second Nigerian, it did not work. You tried the third Nigerian, it did not work. My dear, take a chill pill. Go on a break. Your energy towards that area is not bringing forth fruitful rewards to you. You take a chill pill. For nature has a way of fixing things. We cannot be running. At every time we run, we fall. We don't tend to look back at what has made us fall. We will definitely fall again over and over and over again. I can only fall once. The same way I can be a fool once. Because when you fool me once, I look at my errors. I look at the places where I had a lot of lapses that could make you fool me. You can't fool me twice. What is it that we want? What is it that we need? I keep telling people that there's a huge difference between these two things. There's a huge difference between need and want. If you don't start understanding your needs and your wants, you will be contradicting your whole life. You will be living a wasted life. We all had failed. There is no being in this world that will tell you at one point I have not failed. Even Thomas Edison tried it 1,000 times over before he can get it done. Do you know what that means? He failed 1,000 times before he could get it done. So it means we all had failed. But there comes a time in our life where we have to pick the pieces of our lives back together and look at the areas which we did not do well, and look at the areas which we contradicted our wants to be need and our needs to be want. Look at the areas where we felt like we were being smart, but at the end of the day we became foolish. We start mending things. You cannot strategize the same technique over and over again and expect a different result. Who does that? We all have a life. As long as it is written that a man must marry a woman and have a good home. But now the book of Timothy said something. He said, what can you call such a man who cannot put his children and wife into subjection? He said, how can that man take care of the church of God? That is what the book of Timothy says. Now tell me, how do you want to be with a man? Please, me, I'm being savage about this one. How do you want to be with a man that is coming to make your 0 minus 0? And you are looking for love. My dear, what is love? Love has no component of poverty. Wake up. Love has no component of a noun, an ignoring verb. Love is not all about talking. Love is about acting. The last time I checked, Cardi B gifted Offset $500,000 in a fridge. That was not a love note. It was physical cash, raw cash. You as a lady out there, you are struggling to make a living, fixing yourself, fixing your family, and another man is coming to preach love to you, whom is not even giving you a different face of your life. He uses a small Nokia phone that does not have internet access, and you are using an Android phone. Because you love him so much, you give him your Android phone, he gives you the Nokia phone. You choose to go offline for him to be online. For him to be online doing what? You know, I'm not against the fact that you should not support a man to grow. But how sure are you that your support are in the right direction? And please, you people should stop all this ideology that the whole years I have spent with you, is this how you want to treat me? Excuse me, listen up. I'm using myself as an example. I can date you for 10 good years. 10 good years. And I will dump your ass and I will not look back at you again, because you know why? The 10 years is not the problem. The problem is I can meet a woman in one day who impacts my life than you who had been there with me for 10 years. You want me to ignore the one who has impacted my life to be with you because I'm considering the time duration I spent with you? My dear, time duration will not make me better in the future. It's impact. I made a video once. A car in a car stand is being maintained. It's either you are buying that car to update it or to upgrade it. Updating means keeping the car pushed the way it is. Upgrading means you are putting some other things in the car. Probably you want to change the wheels. Probably you want to change the stereo in the car. Probably you want to change the bumper and the fender. That is what upgrade means. But updating it is maintaining it the way it used to be as the new owner. Now the question is this. A man is coming into your life. Is he coming to update you or is coming to upgrade you? Because the last time I checked, most women are in a relationship that is bringing their downgrading. The last time I checked, Apple always updates and upgrade. They don't downgrade. So what you want? And the same way applies to the men too. You woman, you want him to be there for you. You want him to always be there for you. Who are you? Start from yourself. Who are you? You are nothing. And you want a man who had labored all his life to become something to end up with you. And you are opening your mouth, you're speaking that he broke your heart. Which heart? Which heart? My dear, you guys should stop falling in love. Because when I drop a glass cup and it drops on the floor, it will get broken. Do you know that? And when it's broken, it can never be amended anymore. Stop falling in love. Walk into it. Walk into it. In fact, catwalk into relationship. So that when they start going bad, you can catwalk out of it. Because when you fall inside of it, you are broken. And when you are broken, you are useless. It takes a lot of time for you to put yourself back together. Love itself used to be blind back then, my dear. But love these days has got a very big eyes, even with binoculars, so that they can see from a distance. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Jesus was not cheap. He gave his only begotten son. He gave something that is precious to him. He gave something that is valuable to him. Because you know why? He loves you. And then one man sits all the time to tell you, I love you. What has he given to you? One woman sits there and preach love to me as a man. What have you done to me? Nobody is out there to embrace liability. Let's look at it from this angle. The last time I checked, all the top musicians, the artists you know, have you ever seen anyone who has gone to the slum to pick a bitch to get married to? No, my dear, wake up. Wake up. Nobody wants to go to the slum to pick a woman, my dear. If that would definitely happen, that is what we call grace. That is the power of grace. It is not normal. Why would you want to see Jay-Z be with Beyonce? Was Beyonce not known before they got attached to each other? Did he go and pick Beyonce from a slum? My dear, you women out there, if you want a man to respect you, if you want a man to give you that good life that you want, you must step up your ass. Step up your game. Because for me, I am speaking for myself right now as a man, which I believe might apply to other men. If you feel like I am coming to be the carrier of your responsibility, you are a dreamer. You should stop dreaming on daylight. You should wake up. Because you will not expect my ass to have labored all this while, make a savings for me to now begin to disburse all my savings on your family because I am trying to prove one love saga. My dear, that is not working. This is 2020. Help me, I help you. My mom used to tell me something. The hands can only be clean if the right washes the left and the left washes the right. That is when the hands are clean. Give me, give me, give me, and you are not a giver. It does not work in 2020, my dear. So women out there, I am sick and tired of them talking about heartbreaks. He cheated on me. Let's ask ourselves one simple question. Ask your mother. Even your mother knew what heartbreak was. Even your father knew what heartbreak is about. Do you know why? Heartbreak did not start today. It started even before you were born. And it will not end with you. It will always go on. But the question is this: who is giving you this heartbreak? Like somebody will have it like on a normal caption of one thing you just read on people's status and shit, that I would rather cry in Dubai than crying in a slum. At least every man cheats, so they say. But then, won't you rather be with that man who would cheat you, but yet you are having a good life, than the one who goes out there, spend all his hard-earned money on another woman, return back to you, and lament, and yet he's cheating. Then tomorrow you find out, you break that relationship, you walk into the same pattern of relationship again. My dear, how long are you going to repeat one same pattern over and over again? My dear, start crying in Range Rover and private jet. Stop crying in a slum. Stop crying in a slum. Because if you believe as a woman that every man cheats, then why are you being with that man who cannot be an impact in your life for the few moments he's going to be there? We need to be realistic. If my own sister gets married to a poor man, trust me, I'm going to curse her. I am going to curse her because my Bible tells me that he's going to bless me according to his riches in glory. Poverty was not part of that statement. I won't have my sister get married to another man, then every year and there she's calling my phone and asking me for money for them to feed. Who does that? If you are a man out there, you are not financially buoyant, please let the women be. They deserve a good life. Let them be. Go and build yourself. Come back. Women are always there. For the beautiful ones are yet to be born. They will always be there. A man at 50 can still marry a woman at 20. So hustle up. You don't have an excuse. Hustle up. And a woman, if you feel like you are running out of time, my dear, start tapping into greatness. Let that man, I would prefer Bill Gates to break my heart, but at least he's breaking my heart, leaving me in Beverly Hills. Who is breaking your heart? Are you not ashamed? Every year and there, I keep getting women complain about heartbreaks. Who the hell is breaking your heart? You have been into how many multiple relationships? Right? But then they keep breaking your heart. And at the end of the day, after your heart has been broken, you still do not get anything from it. Do you know why you're so heartbroken the more? Can I tell you why? I told people that the heartbreak is not the problem, it's the time invested. Now, do you know what that time is? You could have achieved a lot from that time. And then, what makes you a smart and wise woman? Is it a woman that is living a relationship right now and she's venturing into another relationship within the next 24 hours? My dear, that is not what they call replacement. You are the one they are always replacing. You are not replacing them, they are replacing you. Don't be smart. If you leave your boyfriend and come to me within 24 hours and you did not check your lapses where you went wrong and that blah blah blah, me, I will use you again. I will use you until you start realizing what made you fall. What do you want? What do people want? People want marriage. Don't you know that marriage is a title? It's a title. Mr. and Mrs. is a title. It changes nothing. It does not upgrade your personality in a society. It does not give you a bigger house. Most people has beared that title over the years, but they cannot confidently tell you, I am enjoying marriage. Then you, as a woman out there, the next thing you want is a title from who? My dear, if a man loves you, he does not talk too much, he acts. He acts to prove a point to you. And even the real men, when they want to use you, they still act. So please, women out there, notice these two captions right now. When a man loves you truly, he will act and stop talking. And even if he wants to use you as a real man, he will still act and not talk. You guys gotta be serious sometime in your lives. You understand that? You guys just gotta wake up. Because the same way we talk about prostitution had been existing before I was even born. Heartbreak has been there before I was even born. Most of you, your father rejected your mother. That is an act of heartbreak. That was even when you were born, before you were born. Most of you were even carried in your mother's womb and your father deserted her. That is what they call heartbreak. So it has been existing before you came. It will not end with you. If you find yourself with a man who is truly sincere with you, lucky you, for you will be 1 out of 100. Stop chasing the wind. Build yourself as a woman out there. You have a life, you have a career, you have got a voice. Your voice is not to be under a man. For under a man is not the destination of every woman. A man needs a wife, yes. And every woman needs a husband, yes. That is why I want to remind you people something. The Lord says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from me, God. He did not tell you, he whom I give a wife, because you know why? He does not want you to come back and tell him, God, this is the woman you gave to me. Look at what she's doing. So which means, that statement means it is not compulsory. It is not a must. You must marry. For he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from me. He did not say by force you must marry. What happens to the Reverend Fathers? What happened to Pope? Don't they have private parts too? Don't they get libidos? Don't they have sexual urges too? They are humans, for crying out loud. And them not being married does not mean that they have not fulfilled the destiny in this world or what God has positioned them to fulfill as their purpose. We need to be smart. We can be better without other people, but you can never be better without God. If you out there need that good man, always pray to God to bring forth good men before you. And trust me, you as a woman, if you are looking for a man because you have a particular interest, do not forget one thing. You can be coming to me because you want marriage. But me, I don't want marriage because I need to be successful before I think about marriage. We should not be so self-centered. Always look at what the opposite partner wants. You need a child. I might not need a child for a reason best known to me. So if you as a woman wants to settle down, you should be looking at the areas of those men who are now willing to settle down. A woman who wants to settle down can never be with a man who is chasing career. My dear, to never work. Heartbreak is your portion. When you want to settle down, start looking for those men who are willing to settle down. Because when they are willing to settle down, they are willing to let go some certain things. But you cannot force a man who is not willing to settle down to stop smoking, because that's the only reason why you can settle down with him. My dear, you are a dreamer. He will smoke till the day he gets tired of smoking. So wake up. Yeah, all out there, wake up. If you want a real man, you start being a real woman. And if you need a real woman, you start acting like a real man. Stop talking. Love don't put food on the table. Love is only something that makes the heart happy. It does not even make the brain happy. The brain is what thinks about your rent, not your heart. Your heart does not do the thinking. The brain is what thinks about the attire you wear, not your heart. Love is only situated here. It makes you happy, delusional. How you feel is here. But it will not even buy your next airtime. For love is love. Responsibilities are responsibilities. If you want to love a man who cannot handle your responsibilities properly, my dear, you're on the wrong bus. You are going to the wrong destination. Wake up. Alight on time. For why do you have a partner? You have a partner for you both to support each other to grow. Then ask yourself a question. How long have you been with a partner and yet your life is still the same way it is? Why do we contradict reality from fiction, or using fiction as a reality? Yeah, we guys should just look into that insight anyways. I know you guys might have your own opinion. It's okay, Dr. Binuman said, respect people's opinion, but don't be a slave to them. I don't want you to agree with me completely, but I want you to pick one or two things from what I am saying. If you want a real woman, start acting like a real man. And if you want a real man, start behaving like a real woman. Know what he wants and know what he needs. Know when he needs them and know when he does not need them. That is the only way you are getting yourself on the right destination. Otherwise, all your effort will be abortive. This is your homeboy Green. Peace out.